Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Listen, we are in dire need of donations to keep these shows running and available for you 24/7. So that means when you're in the car, it's available for you to listen to. Whether you're at work, streaming, playing a game, it's available for you to listen to. Rowing your deen and learning about the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful different topics of Islam. Listen, one of the heaviest deeds that could be placed on your scale on the day of judgment is Sadaqah Jariyah. Yes, I know, I'm trying to build deeds daily. So you can too. So listen, feel free and please, from the bottom of your heart, donate to this wonderful cause, wonderful website and platform to continually push out shows that will benefit you and the Muslim Ummah. Yes, you can donate by going to the Sunnahfollowers.net website, pressing the donate tab. You can also scan the QR code in YouTube on the far left top of our videos that are streaming. Listen, guys, this is very important, and take this as important. We want to keep this programming available for you 24/7 so that you have access in your car, anywhere you choose to tune in to this wonderful programming. Yes, guys, it's all at your disposal. So listen, feel free to donate. Once again, remember, Sadaqah Jariyah, one of the heaviest deeds on your scale on the day of judgment. He was known as the Sword of Allah, one of the greatest generals in history, one of Islam's greatest heroes. His name, Khalid ibn al-Walid. Sunnahfollowers presents a new series presented by Ustad Mukhtar Shahid. Coming soon, so stay tuned. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Sunnahfollowers presents a new upcoming class. Stay tuned. Sacred Bonds by Darrell Abdullah Kirk. Yes, Sacred Bonds, navigating the depths of Muslim matrimony and the family. You don't want to miss this one. Please stay tuned. Streaming on all major platforms right here on Sunnahfollowers.net. Living in this dunya, to the believer, it's a prison. Living in this dunya, to the believer, it's a prison. Living in this dunya, to the believer, it's a prison.
And he scores! Dang. Wait, is that the Adhan?
I think so, inshallah.
Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Gotta pray.
yeah, we
Alright,
do gotta
alright.
pray. We gotta pray. Let's get that in.
Yes, sir.
ASAP.
Ha ha!
I don't know
Allahu
what it is,
Akbar!
but what? You know, I've been listening to this program,
Yeah.
Sunnahfollowers, and I've been learning a lot, Aki. Man, a lot.
Mashallah. Yeah, like what? What you been learning about?
Man, I've been learning about a lot. Salah, you know, Hadith, the life of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Man. Wow, for real though. And you know another thing? The shows just keep coming on back to back.
Alhamdulillah. I just gotta check them out.
For real though.
Yo.
Wow. My guy, if you have any questions, check this out. Every Friday, you can call in Sister Layla live. Call her with any one of your questions in regards to this, Dean. And man, she will answer them. She will get you right. Anyway, inshallah, I'm about to tune into that. But you know something else? You know, if this is going to be a benefit to me, I got to get with that Sadaqah Jariyah. All right. Donate to Sunnahfollowers.net. We're here for you. Sadaqah Jariyah. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget to join us in the 24-hour Zoom room for behind-the-scenes access.
That's the mic. Okay, there. Now I can hear. Okay, give me a second, guys. I had messed up. Since I use Zoom, I have to join Zoom in order for it to work when I stream. If I don't join Zoom first, it's messed up. So okay, putting this here. There. Is that happening? Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, Inna alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulallah. I want to welcome everybody to our series of the Quran. This is the Maqasidic Tafsir. And when we talk about the Maqasidic Tafsir, we're talking about how to get the highest and most correct understanding of the meaning that Allah is, the words that Allah is conveying to us. So we in turn can take that meaning and implement it or apply it to our life. Because that's the thing, guys. It's not about memorizing how to sing the Quran. You can memorize how to sing the Quran all you want to, but if you're not taking those words and applying them to your personal life and living by them, then it's just all of that is just a waste of time. Does everybody understand? So when we talk about being maqasid, we're talking about reaching high to gain the meaning and understanding so we can implement it, live by it in our life. And that's the problem today. A lot of Muslims don't have the correct understanding of the Quran nor of the Sunnah. And so you find many Muslims who don't even understand what their purpose in life is. So we commit sins, we fall victim to the evil nature of our soul and all of this. And it brings about the anger of Allah. And of course, you know, there's always consequences. And we're facing those consequences now, the consequences of our choices and our actions as we speak. So it's all about being maqasid, you know, trying to live as close to the meaning of the Quran as possible. And so today what we're going to do, we're going to cover in this book. And for those of you who are new Shahada, please go to Amazon.com and purchase this book. It's written by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid. That's a picture of him there. So you know who you're getting your information from. And this is volume 1, Pursuing the Higher Aim of the Quranic Verses. And tonight we're going to be covering 2 pages from this book, pages 100 and 1 through 102, because we started a new chapter here. So let's put the PowerPoint. Oh, of course. Hold on for a second. I got all these computers in here and don't know which is which. Let me just make them all co-host. Okay, let's see if I can share the screen now. Okay, uh-oh. Why is it so little? Move this stuff out the way so I can see. There, I made it large now. Okay, and let me bring this down. and make it like this. Okay, that should be better. Let me see if I can make it even better. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's much bigger. Okay, so tonight we're going to be covering pages 100 through 102. The last time we met last week, we discussed how important it is for a person who's giving you clarification or understanding of the meaning of the Quran. They have to know the order of the chapters of the Quran and also know which chapters were revealed during the Mecca period, which were revealed during the Madani period, because that makes a big difference, because the Mecca period was basically spent strengthening the people's faith. It wasn't until the Madani period, when the Muslims migrated to Medina, that Allah began to send down different laws and rules and guidelines. Although we have exceptions to that, as we talked about last week. So it's important to know the chapters. And also, we talked about the last time, how did we come up with the names of the chapters? Who can remember? Who can answer that question? How did the names of the chapters come about? Did the Prophet Muhammad make up the names for the chapters, or did the companions, or did we do it during our time? Who can answer that? How do we get the names of the different chapters?
The name of the chapters was sent by Allah to the angel Jibril.
Exactly, and that's important for us to know. The names of the chapters were not invented or made up by Abu Bakr or Uthman or any of us or anyone after that, before that. Okay, the names of the chapters were sent through revelation through the angel Jibril, and we talked about that. Okay, and so it's important for us to understand that the Quran are the words of Allah. It's not the creation of Allah. It's the words of Allah that Allah sent down to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to us. We talked about how some verses in the chapters may have been abrogated due to the strength of the Muslims' faith, their growth in Islam. And so today we're going to speak about the authentic virtues of those chapters. And so let's get started with this. And like I said, I'm only covering 2 pages at a time in this series to try to help make it easier for you guys to understand. So remember, we talked about the science of connectivity. The science of the connectivity, and also the same science that's used in the Quran is the same science used in the Hadiths. Remember, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that the Hadiths are the explanation of the Quran. You have to know the science of who, what, where, when, why, when interpreting the Quran. Okay, you have to know the history of Islam, in other words, the biography of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because the biography of the Prophet lets you know the who, what, where, when, why, because there's only a several verses that Allah sent down without a reason. But for everything else that Allah said, you know, it was a reason for it. So you have to know the reason, the cause, the who, the what, the where, the why. So the only way you're going to learn the who, what, where, when, why is through the Hadith. And the authentic Hadiths, they establish the virtues of certain surahs of the Quran. Okay? And by knowing the Hadiths, and we're realizing that they are the explanation of the Quran, that makes it even better and easier for you to reach the higher aim of each chapter, the higher meaning and implementation of each chapter. For example, reciting the Surah of the Cave. You learn about this surah. You know, the virtues of this surah from the hadiths. Okay, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hadiths are the things that the Prophet Muhammad said and the things he did. He tells us the virtues of the surah of the cave. You're not going to find that alone in the Quran. You're going to have to learn the hadiths. He tells us that the chapter of the cave is a protection against the Antichrist. And we have the Dalil here, whereas the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever memorizes 10 verses from the beginning of chapter of the Surah of the Cave will be protected from the trials of the Antichrist. So again, you're not going to find this in the Quran. This is through the Hadith. So again, in order to be a person that can give you the Maqasidic meaning, you have to know the Hadiths. Okay, and that's why I'm always telling you that. I always remind you guys of that one hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the companions that in the later years of Islam, there will appear many people who will be able to recite the Quran by heart beautifully, but it'll never go past their throats because they'll have no idea as to what they're saying. Because they won't know my hadiths. They won't know my sunnah. And the Prophet said, do not be intimidated by these people. Do not feel threatened by them. Because they won't know anything of the meaning of what they're reciting. He was talking about our day, our time, where we have all these men and women who have memorized the Quran by heart, but don't understand nothing because they don't know the hadiths. So, in order, we have to emphasize here the necessity to verify, first of all, also too, when it comes to the hadiths, especially hadiths about the Antichrist, about the Mahdi, about the last hour, there's a lot of hadiths that are not authentic. There's a lot of hadiths that are fabricated or weak. And again, we don't deal with weakness at all. That's why you will never, inshallah, hear me emphasizing or mentioning a weak hadith to you. Because who cares about a weakness? Weakness leads to doubt. And we're supposed to stay away from doubt. So we have to be careful when we do use a hadith to try to give the meaning or the understanding behind a verse of the Quran that the hadith that we're using is authentic. I'll give an example. There's a lot of people who will read the surah, the verses of the Quran about divorce. And then after speaking about divorce, they'll go and tell you, well, remember people, we have this hadith here where even though divorce is lawful, the Prophet Muhammad said of all the things Allah made lawful, there's one thing that he hates, and that's divorce. That hadith is not even weak, it's a lie. Allah doesn't hate anything or dislike anything that he made lawful. So again, we have to verify the evidence used to establish the meaning of a verse, the merits of the verse, and of the virtues of a chapter, because there's many weak and lying hadiths out there. And the Shiites have their own books of lies and errors. So again, the hadiths are the explanation of the Quran, but you have to verify that the hadiths you're using are authentic. So leading scholars, we do have scholars of the ulama who have wrote books about the virtues of the Quran. I don't know what's going on Rumble. We have scholars of the ulama who have written many books about the virtues of the Quran. And Sheikh Karim Abu Zayd gives us, I'm going to just put them all up here. He gives us the most notable scholars of these books. And as you can see, Muhammad Abdul Wahhab is mentioned here. And let me speak about Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab for a second, because one of the brothers here asked me, what is it when people call you a Wahhabi? One of the brothers here who is new to this class, to my classes, he shared with me in an email that some of the brothers in the mosque he goes to wanted him to join their study circle. And he said that he just came out and told them, I used to come to your study circle, but I never learned anything from what we were studying. He said, you guys were teaching me what a bunch of people said about Islam, but you never really explained to me what they were talking about. I never benefited. So he said he told them, but alhamdulillah, I made dua and I asked Allah to guide me to knowledge that's of benefit for me. And he said that he told them how he comes to my classes. He found my website, and he's been learning so much about the correct belief system and about the Quran and stuff here. And he said that some of the brothers told him, she's a Wahhabi. Why are you learning from a Wahhabi? Well, this is a remark they make in regards to Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, may Allah be pleased with him and may Allah forgive him of his sins. Ameen. He was a scholar of Islam. This was a man who spent his entire life fighting to try to call the people back to the traditional Islam, which is what the Prophet Muhammad came with the understanding of the companions. If somebody refers to you or me as a Wahhabi, it's a compliment. So if those brothers that you were sitting with told you that I am a Wahhabi, alhamdulillah, I hope I am. I hope I can be half the person that Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab was. Okay? So, these are the days of fitan in which we're living in today, where the people slander the people of the truth. Because as the prophet said, truth will look like falsehood. Falsehood will look like truth. So I take it as a compliment. Anyone that calls me a Wahhabi, I hope I am. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I'm a woman, I can clap. Thank you. That means I must be doing something right. Okay. So getting back to the topic here, but I hope that answers your question, Brother Amir. Yeah, Brother Amir. So that's a compliment. So here, as you can see, Imam Karim Abu Zaid, alhamdulillah, he listed, wrote a list, gave you a list of scholars: El Qasim ibn Salim, Abdul Fadl el-Razi, El Dia el-Makhdisi, El Farabi, Ibn ad-Durais, El Mustaqfiri, and then Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. These are some notable authors of books that speak about the virtues of the Quran. However, I want you guys to know, when you're dealing with a lot of these books, some of the hadiths are authentic and some of them are weak. Okay? So some of these books contain authentic hadith and some of these books contain weak hadith. So therefore, some are considered better or more reliable than others. And then, as Sheikh Karim Abu Zayd listed, the most soundest or authentic books that have been compiled about the virtues of the Quran. And he gives a list of others. You have Ibn Kathir's book. You have El-Karim's books. You have As-Suwar. And I think you guys remember we have Abdul al-Fattah's book too. He's listed that one too. So just take screenshots. These are books. If you guys are interested in learning about the virtues of the Quran or virtues of certain surah, the virtues of certain surah. Yeah, let me drink some coffee. The virtues of certain surahs of the Quran. These are some of the people's books you can look for, and many of these are on the internet. You can get them online or for free on the internet as PDFs. Okay. And also, when it comes to the Quran, we spoke before about how the Quran has been divided into three parts by the scholars. You know, one third of it is Tawheed. It speaks all about, you know, the oneness of Allah, the divinity of Allah. Then another third of the Quran are the laws, the rules, the Sharia. And then the third part are the stories and the parables of the Quran. Okay? The Quranic stories and the Quranic parables, they are valuable for us, guys, because they become a great means to identify and confirm the higher aims of each chapter. Allah uses parables. Allah gives us stories of what happened to the people that came before us. They contain lessons that we can learn from. We can learn from the lessons of what Farun did. We can learn from the lessons of the prophets and all of that. So we have to understand that the Quran is the speech of Allah. So being that it's the speech of Allah, it's not like a typical book that's constructed to engage emotion from introduction through body and climax and conclusion. I am an author. I am a writer. Okay. Anybody that's a writer, you know, when we're writing a book, we have to engage the audience. I have to think out my introduction. I have to think out the body. I have to put a climax in there. 2, 3, 4 climaxes and a great conclusion. That's why it's taken me forever to finish this novel I'm writing. Okay. Well, the Quran is not like that. These are the words of Allah sent down to the Prophet Muhammad through the angel Jibreel. And Allah in his speech conveys a variety of messages, such as the virtues of Tawheed, the dangers of associating partners with him. And he speaks about the importance of praying, the importance of giving in charity, the importance of having good character. So that's how you know that the Quran is not a creation of Allah. It's the speech of him. No man, and I am an author, I am a writer. Any writer will tell you no man can do that. We can't. How can you put together, write something like that, like the Quran, and keep the audience engaged? So Allah expresses the virtues through his direct speech, through his reminders, through his admonitions, and also through his rewards. He tells us the rewards and all of that as well. So the Quranic stories or the parables, they are great in increasing your faith and increasing your belief in Allah, and also in making your life in this world better for yourself. I love the stories of the Quran. I love the parables of the Quran. When I was a kid, that's one thing I liked that my mother did. My mother would always review. She'd pick a story from the Quran to tell to us when we were kids. Or she'd use a parable from the Quran with us. My stepfather, Yahya, may Allah forgive him of his sins and make his grave spacious. Ameen, ameen. And may all my good deeds be a barakah for him. Okay, he used to also give us parables from the Quran all the time. He would hang up parables of the Quran on the refrigerator. So when we got up in the morning to get ready for school, before we leave for school, we'd see a parable. Okay. So again, 1/3 of the Quran is stories and parables, which show, reminders, reward, admonition to us. And again, it'll help you. It will help all of us, in the choices we make in this world today. And there's different chapters in this Quran that mention the different stories. For example, who does Allah speak about the most in the Quran? A lot of people would think that Allah speaks more about the Prophet Muhammad or Prophet Abraham or Jesus. No, Allah mentions Moses more than anyone else in that Quran. In fact, Prophet Moses alayhi salam is mentioned 136 times in more than a dozen places in the Quran. And it's not repetition. It's not repetition. Every time Allah mentions Moses' name, it's about a part of a story. It's a different part of a story in a different chapter. And that's why the science of connectivity is important. Just like with the Hadith, when you guys ask me a question and I give you the answer, I connect the dots for you guys. I don't sit there and give you, the prophet said if you knew what he knew, you'd weep less, cry little. No, I'm going to connect the dots and tell you why he said that. Or if you guys ask me a question about something, for example, like you guys did about the color black. Why is it that Allah said we can't dye our hair black? There is a reason. And I gave y'all the dalil the other day, as Ibn al-Hajr says, the companion said, we used to dye our hair black if we were young. But when we got wrinkles and we didn't look youthful, we dyed our hair any color but black. Why? Because black makes you look older. And that's why when the Prophet met Abu Bakr's father, he told Abu Bakr to have his wife dye his hair any color but black because he was already elderly with wrinkles and gray. But you see, that's the connectivity. You have to know that things connect. Hair dye is not just in the chapter of Bukhari on dyeing the hair. You have to be able to connect that. Another chapter of Bukhari will mention more. Another chapter of Bukhari will mention more about dyeing the hair. Then another chapter. So the science of connectivity is so important. Not just with the Quran, but with Hadiths. How can you interpret or break down the meaning of something if you can't connect the dots? And that's the problem we have today. A lot of Muslims only get half the information because they're learning from people who are not qualified to teach them the Quran, because these people don't know the science of connectivity, and you walk away with just half an understanding. That's why we have to be careful. And this is a reminder for myself and all other du'a or daya out there. Stay in your lane. What does that mean? Stick to your specialty. Don't try to dip off in some other area that you are not specialized in. My thing is Aqidah and Hadith. So I stick with Aqidah and Hadith. Okay? Your thing may be Sharia, the laws of Sharia. So stick with the laws of Sharia. Your thing may be Sirah. Stick with the Sirah. Stay in your lane, because if you cannot connect the dots, you're going to end up, giving half truths or misconstruing things. So the science of connectivity is needed. with the Quran. You have to be able to connect everything together, because one part of a story may be here, another part there. And the story of Moses, alayhi salam, is a great example. I like the way Sheikh Kareem Abu Zayd used Moses as an example, because he's mentioned more than anyone else, and nothing is the same. It's not repetitious. It's always more of a story. Okay? Also, according to Ibn Ashur was another early scholar of the Quran. When it comes to interpreting the Quran, if the interpretation is confined within the illustration of the semantics of the Quran, then it's significant and limited. However, Ibn Ashur maintained that a higher aimed interpreter must perfect the tool of seeking the higher aims of the verses in the semantics and the structure. In other words, again, bottom line, when it comes to explaining, interpreting, clarifying issues in the Quran, you have to know the sciences. You have to know the linguistics, which is the Arabic language. And I'm talking not slang. Arabs speak slang today. I'm talking about Fusha, which all of them don't speak. Okay? You have to know the science of connectivity. You have to know the history. You have to know the biography. You have to know the surahs, the verses of abrogation. You have to know the science of the Mecca and the Madani surahs. You have to know which of those Mecca and Madani surahs may have parts of both in them. It's a big science. So that's why not everyone is qualified to teach the Quran to you, to be honest. Just like not everyone is qualified to teach the Hadiths either. Okay, so again, the whole point here is we want you to recognize that Allah protected the Quran, just like Allah protected the Sunnah. Allah has kept the Quran from becoming corrupted and misconstrued by man, just as the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has been protected, as well. So I'm going to stop right here for today. The next time we meet for this class, we're going to go over the next 2 pages. We stopped off on page 102. So we're going to probably go up to 104 or 106 tomorrow. At the next time we meet for this class. So I'm going to close out for right now. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? And by the way, guys, please support this dawah effort. For those of you who did send in donations yesterday and the day before, I wanted to tell you, may Allah bless you. And I made big supplication for you. If you guys only knew how I prayed that Allah rewards you triple the times the amount of what you donated. Because one of the biggest stresses that's on me, a lot of people say they can see that I'm stressed out. One of the things I'm stressed out about is this website. I love my dawah. My dawah is all I have. Okay, I don't have anything else, nothing. But I have my knowledge of this religion. And I'm hoping that the little knowledge that I have of my religion will help me when I'm in the grave, by allowing me to share it with others and bring their understanding of the religion, up some. And so it's stressful because if I didn't sit here and teach like I've been doing since 1986, I wouldn't have anything in my favor because I don't do anything else. I have no other life. This is all I do. This is it. This is it. Nothing else. So one of the things that stresses me out is, getting the donations. We are a nonprofit organization. I don't work anymore. I used to pay for the stuff myself, along with a couple other people here. But subhanAllah, by me not working, I'm now retired. My money is for me. I got to pay my bills. So I don't have that much left over like I used to for the website. So I'm always stressed out, worrying what's going to happen. If we don't get the website bills paid, we're going to have to close it down. And oh my God, the people are not going to have anyone to keep it real with them. And then what about my deeds? And so for those of you who sent your donations in yesterday and day before, may Allah bless you, because you guys took care of the bills that came out on the 1st. But we still have other bills that have to come out. It costs $2,000. Let me be honest, it's $2,500. But I figure I can maybe throw in $500. But it costs $2,500 to keep this website going. So please, guys, we need your donations. We are a nonprofit organization. We are a 501c3. And that's our EIN number, 562324211. So we are legit. That means that your donations do not go in anyone's pocket. It goes right into this server. This server, our reports go to IRS at the end of every year. They get to see that we are spending money on nothing but this website, making sure that we get the videos out, the streams out, the schedules out, the people in here to teach, and all of that. So please support us. Your donations are needed. So, and we got different ways you can donate using Zelle, Cash App, or PayPal. So please support us, guys. All right. Are there any questions or comments from the Zoom room? Yes, sister. Yes, Sister Amy. Tomorrow is the Ask Sister Layla live show. Yes, my call-in is tomorrow at 9:30. Make sure you guys are here with any questions you have. And if I can't answer them, don't forget we have Sheikh Morsi on standby and also Dr. Jamali. Yes. And 6:30. We have my class, the other book of Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid's, Know Your Lord. That's at 6:30. Yeah.
Welcome, Sister Layla. What about that man who was talking about Palestine? Is he for tomorrow too?
Oh, you know what? I'm so glad you reminded me. Hold on. Let me send him a text, because remember he canceled his class because he said he had something personal to do. Let me text him right now while you on here. Oh, do I have his number? I'll call him. What's brother's name again? Brother Joseph, right? Brother Yusef, right? He's Yusef, right, y'all? Let me find his name.
Yes.
Why come I don't have his? I know I got his number because I texted him before. What I got his number? Where did I put his name under, y'all? What's his name under? I can't. Oh, here it is. Brother Yusef. Yeah. Let's see. Because everybody's asking about his lecture. Oh, God, let me just text him. Where's Jamali? Oh, God, I forgot this brother's married, too. I don't want his wife to think, oh, I want nobody's wife. His wife is Arabic, too. And I know how jealous we Arab women are. Oh, I didn't mean to call him. Hold on. Where's Jamali? Let me get Jamali to call him. I forgot he's married to an Arabic sister. She about as jealous as I am. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get your mind, because I need to put that schedule together if he is. You're right. Walaikum salam rahmatullah. Did you talk with Brother Youssef recently?
No.
Yeah, no, his class is tomorrow, but remember he told me he wanted to take a couple of weeks off because he was going for some job interviews. But the people are asking me now, is he gonna be here tomorrow? And I called him and he no answer. And I don't want his wife to get jealous. You know, he's married to an Arab. Yeah, I sent him a text, but I was gonna say, can you call him to get a quicker answer? So I can, if he is, I can put him on the schedule. Because everybody's asking. Walaikum salam. Yeah, you know, we Arabic women are jealous. It's crazy, man. I forgot his wife. She like Layla. She don't play. I ain't married, but if I was, I'd be jealous too. Hello. Don't mess with my man. I don't want to get into no fist fight with no Arabic woman about her husband. He's Caucasian too. You know, these Arabs go crazy about these Caucasian people. He's got green eyes. I don't need to be in no fight. Layla likes her coffee with a lot of dark color now, you know. Hello, did you get my joke? Latifa, did you get my joke? I like my coffee with chocolate color now. Hello, no green eyes. I ain't got nobody in my Zoom room. Why come y'all ignore me in the Zoom room?
Because you ain't talking about
Y'all got to stop ignoring me. Get my joke. Here's your mom. Here's your mom. Hold on. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. So I'm gonna put him on the schedule. So just put him on the schedule just in case, right? Okay, that's 8 o'clock. Okay, all right. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Wait. Oh, I haven't had a chance to. I haven't had a chance because I've been doing classes. I'm gonna call him later. Yeah, but I ain't had a chance yet. What is? Oh yes, exactly. I'm gonna reach him. Don't worry. I'm gonna get him too. Yeah, but I forgot about Brother Youssef. Yeah. Too. I forgot. Yeah. Y'all didn't get my joke. You know that brother got here.
You don't do nothing but crack duds. When nobody gets your dirty joke talking about.
What do you mean I crack duds? You start. You know, dud. That brother's a Caucasian with green eyes. I don't want his wife to think that I'm trying to go after her man. She crazy like me.
Beautiful.
All right, so I gotta, and by the way, he told me to call Brother Muhammad Ziyada. I'm gonna get to Brother Ziyada. A lot of you guys have been asking for him. Were you here for him, Layla?
Which one is he?
He's the police officer. Yeah, y'all remember him?
Yeah. I love him.
Yeah, that's everybody likes Muhammad Ziyada. Well, Dr. Jamali saw him today, and he said he's available on Mondays and Tuesdays. So for me to pick one of those days, and he'll come in and do lectures. So I got to give him a call. Yeah, Brother Muhammad Ziyada, he's a good speaker too.
Yeah, he is. Especially for the kids.
Oh, girl, the kids loved him. Brother Edward and them been asking about him too, because Edward started coming when he was doing that. He did that last lecture he did. Yeah, don't worry, guys.
He ain't been in here but in a long time.
It's been a couple of months, but that's when Edward started. Remember, she took Shahada.
Oh, wait a minute, who are you talking about?
Muhammad Ziyada, the police officer.
What is that? The one that used to? Which
is the other?
Girl,
policeman.
the
Right,
policeman.
Policeman.
He's Palestinian, but he's a policeman.
Yeah, the one that was talking about the kids. Yeah, okay.
The drug
He's
problem.
been in here since that long time. Yeah, him.
Yeah,
Okay.
he came in and left. You know, Edward thought I was, that's when I did that Notorious.
Oh.
Because everybody's like, she's Wahhabi or she's Salafi or she this, she that. But he came back. When you're seeking the truth, Allah will guide you to the source. Yeah. Yeah, so I got to call him tomorrow because it's kind of late now. But I'm going to call, he got a wife too. I ain't dealing with these crazy Arab women wife. They'll beat you up calling their husbands. But I'll text him tomorrow, inshallah. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to log out. But don't forget, tomorrow at 6 o'clock 6:30 is my class. And then I got the Q&A at 9:30, and then
Q&A on this week.
I didn't know it was Friday already. I got to make up something. Well, whatever questions they bring, but I did want to talk about something too, but I didn't know it was Friday already.
Talk about what you wanted to talk about. You wanted to talk about the old man and stuff. Okay, you did that.
We did that last week. Yeah, I'll figure out something. Okay, guys, I'm gonna log out for right now. Please support this dawah effort. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.